Distinguished participants, colleagues, and friends, good afternoon from Montreal. My apologies that I cannot be with you in person. The second report on the state of the world's plant genetic resources for food and agriculture in 2010 highlighted that conservation and appropriate use of these resources is even more important today than in the past. This is especially so with regards to their contribution to ensuring food and nutrition security under the challenges currently facing agriculture. The bulk of the genetic resources to which we refer are under the stewardship of farmers, in particular small-scale and indigenous and local community farmers. I cannot overstate the importance of these stakeholder groups and in particular the knowledge that they hold. On-farm management of plant genetic resources for food and agriculture involves the use and maintenance of local crops and varieties grown in very diverse agricultural systems and home gardens. It is critical to the maintenance of genetic diversity portfolio and to the continued evolution of farming systems through crop adaptation to constantly changing farming conditions. This is the key component of our overall efforts to conserve and sustainably use plant genetic resources. A new area for biodiversity was born with the 10th Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity in Nagoya, Japan in 2010 through the adoption of the Strategic Plan for Biodiversity for 2011-2020 and its Aichi biodiversity targets, and the adoption of the Nagoya Protocol on Access and Benefit Sharing. As most of you will be aware, the Nagoya Protocol and the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture have developed in a mutually supportive way. The need for effective in situ conservation and on-farm management of plant genetic resources is enshrined in Article 5 of the treaty and priority activities 1 to 4 of the recently adopted Second Global Plan of Action on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. These are important contributions to the achievement of Aichi Biodiversity Target 13 on genetic resources and 7 on sustainable agriculture. As an example of our continuing cooperation, a joint initiative between the CBD and the treaty was launched in the margins of the Rio+20 Earth Summit to support ratification of the Nagoya Protocol and its harmonious implementation with the treaty, and includes expanded joint capacity building initiatives and information sharing on ABS and on-farm conservation. I would like to highlight a recent resolution adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on December 20, 2013, which notes with appreciation the joint briefing on October 30 held by the Secretariats of the Treaty and the CBD together with a number of partners including UNEP, WIPO, UNESCO, UNDP, and UNCTAD on the implementation of the Strategic Plan for Biodiversity for 2011 to 2020 and actions to achieve the Aichi biodiversity targets, in particular actions undertaken to implement the ABS agreements. There are other examples of increasing high-level recognition of the importance and relevance of our efforts. But high-level recognition aside, we should not lose focus on the fact that both the Nagoya Protocol and the treaty are designed to deliver progress on the ground and notably to create incentives for practical measures to conserve agricultural biodiversity and plant genetic resources. I'm very pleased to see that the treaty is generating financial resources through its Benefit Sharing Fund in order to support these objectives, and I am even more pleased to see these resources beginning to provide support where it most counts, on farms. I am encouraged by the treaty's commitments to strengthen cooperation and deliver tangible progress, literally in the field. I assure you that the CBD remains committed to continue to support these efforts. Through your leadership you are demonstrating that the Aichi biodiversity targets can be achieved. By working together under a common vision, we increase the optimism for the ultimate goal of sustainable development being within reach. I wish you the best of success in your meeting. Goodbye.